We'll take the feet nice and wide. We're going to come down into a deep squat. And then at the base of the squat, we're going to place the hands down on the floor, roll up through the spine. We reach through, arms come through, big deep squat. We're going to do this 10 times. Hands down, roll through the spine. Beautiful. Inhale. So this beautiful undulating movement through the top of the back. Lovely. We take an inhale, lengthen. Hands come down, roll through. And 5. Beautiful flow, fluid movement that's just constant. 3 more, using the breath. So the breath is what's leading this. Nice, 2 more. I still can't count, but that's okay. Let's do an extra one. Why not, hey? It's Friday. And roll down. And coming through. Beautiful. On the next one, we'll take the chin in, roll all the way down to the floor, walk the hands all the way out into your high plank. And we're going to just bring the feet together. So the big toe mounds are going to touch. We press forward and back in that high plank. Just rocking over the toes and lengthening down the back line of the legs into the calf muscles. Starting to warm up those shoulders, warm up the core. Beautiful. We'll then come through to your high plank and stillness. Deep breath in, we bend your right heel towards the glute. We hold it here for 4, for 3, for 2. Place the foot down, lift the left. Knees squeeze together. Inside seam of the legs is really active. Hold for 4, for 3, for 2, and place the foot down. We then walk the hands all the way back towards the toes. Roll all the way back up through the spine. Deep inhale. Good. We roll all the way down. Walk the hands all the way out to your high plank. We then take right heel towards the glute. We press the heel up towards the sky for 5 and 4. Keep the body where it is, tummy tight. 3, 2, 1. We then take right knee to right elbow for 5 and back to heel squeezes to bum thighs together for 4 and squeeze, for 3 and squeeze, for 2 and squeeze. Last one, we're not done yet. We take it to the other side. Left heel squeezes in. We press the heel to the sky for 5 and 4, for 3 and 2, for 1 and squeeze. Knee comes to elbow for 5. Back thighs together for 4. Squeeze for 3. Squeeze for 2. Last one. And then we place the foot down, lower the knees to the floor, and shift the sit bones back into a child's pose. Oh, good morning, everyone. Starting to wake the body up. Getting present on the mat. All right, let's come through to your tabletop position. Just taking circles around the wrists. Shift the sit bones back over those heels. So the spine's straight at the moment, and all we're doing is mobilizing the hips and the wrists. And then we're going to add in a little side wiggle. So start to make circular movements with the spine. And we can draw the belly in, round through the top of the back. Lovely. For 3 and 2 and 1. Right, let's go back to neutral tabletop. Now we go the other way. Spine stays completely neutral. So we're starting to see the difference between the articulation through the spine and just simple mobilizing of joints. Now we can add some spine in and side wiggle. Belly draws in for 4. You can maybe move the head and neck. 3. Good. For 2. And last one. Lovely. All right, from here, we're going to walk the hands all the way back in towards the knees and come up onto the kneeling knees. We take a deep breath in, take your right hand towards the heel, reach your left arm up to the sky, and just look back towards the back of the mat. So the belly's drawing in, just taking a little arch through the top of the back there. If you want to reach the arm back by the ear so that it's in line with your head, you may, and you'll just notice the increase of that stretch. Beautiful. We then bring the hand to the hip, come back up to neutral, and we'll change sides. So we'll take the left hand to the left heel, reaching your right arm up to the sky and look back towards the back of the mat. Deep breath in. If you want to take the arm by the ear, you can. It just increases the stretch all the way down the side body. 2, 1. Bring the hand to the hip, come back up to the top. Beautiful. We then come back down to the floor, and we're going to take your right knee directly out to the side in your fire hydrant, back to the floor, back into 90 degrees, and then back to the floor. So we come fire, floor, 90. And fire, floor, 90. Good. Fire, floor, 90. Excellent. We have 10. Here's 9. And 8. And 7. For 6. 5. 4. Lovely. For 3. And 2. Here's your last one. Now we're going to take that leg out into parallel to the floor directly behind you. Make sure that you either flex or point the toe. We then lift your left knee 3 inches off the floor, and we hold for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Again, hold 4, lift the back leg a little higher, 3, 2, 1, lower the knee down and bring the left knee down and right knee down. We then repeat the whole thing on the other side. So we go fire hydrant on the left and then 90 degrees. Fire and 90. Good. For 3 and 4. Squeeze. 5. Belly's drawing in. 6. Shoulders are down. Here's 7. 8, 9, last one for 10. Let's go out to fire, back to the floor, and then extend the leg so that it's completely parallel. Lift the heart and chest, tuck the right toe under, lift the knee off the floor. We hold for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Again, hold 4, push the floor away, draw the belly in, lift the back leg a little higher. 3, 2, 1 and a half and 3/4, and then come down. Beautiful. If you came down earlier than that, shame on you. Oh, I know. I do that. I'm naughty. I'm cheeky. All right, pop the forehead down onto the floor. Have a little breather. And exhale. Nice. Inhale. And exhale. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to come now through to your tabletop. Let's turn so that we're aligned with the length of your mat. Take your left hand down onto the floor, directly underneath your shoulder, and we're just on the left knee. We're going to extend your right leg, push the hip line forward so that we're long and straight and lengthened through this top hip. If you notice that this bottom hip has the sit bone sweeping back, just press the pubic bone forward. We're going to take your right ear and hand connected, elbow points to the sky. So from here, we lift your right leg. We bring elbow and knee in together and then extend out. We come in and extend out. And 3, and 4, and 5. Here's 6. Make sure you push those hips forward, full extension. 7, and 8, and 9. Last one, 10. Excellent. Lower and lengthen. 4, 10, and 9, and 8, 7, 6. Drawing a long line from the top elbow all the way through the shoulders to the bottom hand. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Place the foot down on the floor. and bring your left knee off the floor so that the legs are together. We're in a side plank here. We then come elbow to elbow touch and then open the top of the back. 10 reps. 10, squeeze, 9, and 8, and 7, 6, barely in, 5, breathing, 4. You can do this, guys. 3, stay with me for 2. Last one. Beautiful. Lengthen the arm up, lifting your top leg. We hold for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower the leg down, lower the right hand to the floor, and you can separate the left hand underneath the shoulder. Lower the knees to the floor, press down in a little push up and straight back up again for 5. Inhale, exhale for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, and press back in child's pose for a much well-earned rest. And breather for about 4 before we do the other side. Well done. Okay, let's roll all the way up through the spine and we'll come to a kneeling position and we'll do the other side. So, right hand underneath right shoulder, extending the left leg and pressing those hips forward so the belly pushes forward to the long edge of the mat. I'm going to take your right hand by the ear, elbow squeezes open, so it's really, really easy to see if we're dropping here. I want to make sure that we keep this chest open. So we do lift the left leg, knee comes in, elbow to knee for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Try not to drop the thigh. So we don't want to do a little dip as we come in. Make sure it stays lifted as we squeeze in. 3 and 2 and 1. Elbow stays back. Toe tap for 10 and 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the foot down. Bring the bottom leg and the top leg together. Elbow to elbow connects as we squeeze the top of the back. Hips stay up. Squeeze open. The 9 and squeeze. And 8. Squeeze. 7. Squeeze. 6. Squeezy glutes. 5. For 4. And 3. You can do this, guys. For 2. Here's your last one. Lengthen the arm to the sky. We can lift the top leg. We hold for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower the leg down, lower the arms down, lower the knees. If you choose or stay in your high plank for a full push-up, we have 5, 1, 2, 3, deep breaths, 4, and 5. Lower the knees wide, big toe mounds to touch, child's pose. Good work. Often with our upper body as women, it's not so much about pure strength where we find that we're the weakest. It's more to do with the endurance and being able to hold load. All right, so doing those sort of exercises helps with the endurance of the postural muscles and also of the shoulders and the arms. So just even holding a high plank. I don't necessarily like low planks. I don't really think they're the best option for endurance strength or even core control and strength. High planks are much more effective and functionally beneficial exercise to do. So little tip there from me. Okay, so we're going to take the arms all the way up above the crown of the head. We're going to roll down through the spine. Lengthen the arms back. Deep breath in as we pull the belly through to the spine. Tuck the chin in, the arms squeeze through, and we sit tall. Inhale, rolling down. Exhaling. We inhale, exhale to come up. Inhale and then exhale to come down. Reach the arms back on the inhale. Exhale, chin tucks in. We come up. And inhale to exhale, roll down. Let's do 2 more. And down. Good, last one. This time we'll extend both legs out, flex the toes. You can take a slight bend in the knees if you choose, and we fold forward over those legs. Lovely. We then bring the feet and ankles together. Point the toes, reach the arms through. I'm going to roll down through the spine, pulling the vertebrae down one at a time. Belly touches before the rib cage, before the top of the neck, before the head. And we take the arms down, palms up. Beautiful. Draw the knees into the chest, both of them. Extend them up to the sky and then flex the toes. Now from here, belly pulls through to the spine. We have a descent of the right heel to the floor for 4, for 3, nothing moves at the torso, 2, 1, hold, point the toes, flex the toes, come up for 4, belly engages, 3, 2, back of the shoulders into the floor for 1, opposite side, inhale, exhale, lower for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, point the toes, flex the toes, come all the way up for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, inhale, exhale, lower, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, point the toes, flex the toes, up we come, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, exhale, opposite side. We have 4 more each side to go. Nothing moves at the torso. If you're starting to shake a little bit, point and flex. That's all good. Up we come. Making sure the knees are not bent, guys. We want to make sure they're super straight and strong. These quads are switched on. Lowering the right for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Pointy toes, flexy toes. Pull it back up. Good, left side. Point, flex, coming back up, belly pulls through to the spine, back of the shoulders into the floor. 1 more time each side, we can do it, lowering down. Point, I'm shaking a little bit, you can hear it in my voice, it's all good. We all shake. And then the next side. We go for pointing and for flexing and coming all the way back up. And then we hug the knees into the chest. Oh my goodness me. Take the back of the hands to the floor if you like. Roll on over to the right side. And let it go. Whew. And then we come back through, roll over to the other side. So when we start slowing everything down, we really get to see how we rush through life. And when things are a little bit challenging and a bit difficult, it all gets a bit painful, really. We start trying to distract ourselves with racing through stuff. Then we lose the benefits. But when we slow things down, like that last exercise, we get to see where we're fluffing through things, where we're cutting the corners or smudging the lines, as it were. And that's never good, particularly when it comes to our movement practices, because we start to get a bit lazy with our movement and the integrity of our movement, and our technique starts to go, and that's never a good thing, because that's when injuries start to creep in. So it's always good to dial it back and slow it down. So we're going to extend those legs overhead, tent the fingers on the floor, shoot the legs back and over. And then roll back down through the spine. Beautiful. Now we're going to take the knees in a slight bent position, and we can flex the toes here. Belly pulls through to the spine. Palms are down beside you. Arms are down beside you, palms up. Squeeze the backs of the shoulders into the floor. We're going to press the heels straight up and then lower the tailbone down. So this is all reverse crunching or reverse abdominal engagement. Lower abs. 3. and 4. Try not to swing the legs over the top of the head. So we don't want to have this momentum thing happening, because all you're doing is working your hip flexors. There's no abs engagement there at all. So we want to press the heels straight up to the sky, and the heels are directly above the hips. So we're stacking those joints. Straight up, straight down. If you can only get movement of about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, that's absolutely fine. You'll get a little bit more mobility depending on how loose or how tight your lower back is as well. So there's a few factors involved in the range that you can achieve. So if it's only a tiny bit, that's absolutely fine. The key is that you can feel the work happening at your lower abdominals. Even if nobody can visually see you moving at all, but you can feel the movement happening and you can feel those muscles working, hey, power to you, all good. It's absolutely fine. For 4, for 3, for 2, and last one, place the soles of the feet on the floor to the edge of the mat and perhaps a little windscreen wipe as we open through those hips. And release off the lower back as well. Really nice. Good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, we'll rock and roll up and down the spine. We're going to come to laying on your side, whichever side you choose first is fine. Bring the elbow underneath your rib cage, underneath your shoulder, and lift the rib cage away from the floor. I'm going to extend both legs. Place your right foot probably heel to toe just in front of your left, and take the hand on the hip. Now we're going to use these hip lifts here. So we're going to lower the hips down. Make sure that you're in a comfortable, uncongested position for this shoulder. If you're too close in and you're dumping down in the shoulder, that's not a great position to be in. So really push the shoulder down. Right hand's on the hip, if that's the side that you're on. We're going to lift, reach the arm up, over the crown of the head, back to the sky, down to the hip and lower. That's the movement, belly draws in. We lift, reach, look to the top of the mat, look to the sky, hip and lower. Let's go 6 more. 1 and down, 2 and 3 and breathing 4. Whew. Good, here's 5 and 6. And in, lower down, bring the knees in, and then we're going to change sides. Well done. A lot of shoulder work today, isn't there? Excellent. So heel to toe, left in front of right. Right elbow's underneath the shoulder. Pubic bones pushing towards the long edge of the mat. We lift the hips. Make sure that you're right over that elbow. Arm reaches up over the crown of the head to the sky, hip and lower. And 2. Squeeze. Sky, lower, 3, and 4, and 5. Good, here's 6. Amazing, for 7, and 8, 9. I said 6, didn't I? Better do 10 on this side. And lower, beautiful. Knees can come in. Take the soles of the feet together, high up on the sit bones, and then we're just going to fold forward over those legs. Really good. Okay, bring the knees together. I'm going to come up into a kneeling position now. Taking the hands to the hips, take your right leg forward. And you can have it a bit wide. We're going to go into some stretches here. So take the foot a little bit wider so that we can press those hips forward and then coming back. Press the hips forward and coming back. Now, if you need any support or cushioning underneath your kneeling knee, please do that. You can fold the back of the mat over if you want to. Press and through, tummy tight, and press and through, and through. 4 and 5. Good. Last one we go for 6. Hold here. Place the left hand down. Reach the right arm up to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2. Place the forearm on your right knee and lift your back knee off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. Take the right hand down to the floor now. Turn the toe on a 45-degree angle of the right leg, and then we come down without lowering the back thigh. We come down into a strength building lizard pose. 5. Keep squeezing the hips up strong through the back leg. If you want to transfer forward and back so we get a little stretch through the calf, you can. And then we come back up onto those hands, step back into a high plank. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Now, we take left knee to left elbow. 1. Come back to the center, right knee, right elbow. 2. Back to the center, repeat it. 4. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Step your left leg through. Lower the back knee down, hands come to the hips. Whew. We press through. For 6. And come to the top, tummy tight. And 5. And back to the top. And 4. And back to the top. And 3. And back to the top. We have 2. Amazing. Last one. We take right hand underneath right shoulder, lengthen left arm to the sky, yawn through the top of the back. Feel that stretch. And exhale. Place the forearm on the left knee. Press down into the elbow on that knee as we lift the back thigh off the floor, back knee off the floor. And you will feel a little bit more of a stretch through the front of that hip, maybe on the inside of the left thigh, into the inner thighs maybe. And if you want to turn your toe on a 45-degree angle at this point, you can. Even maybe pushing that knee out to the left edge of the mat a little. Left knee, left edge of mat. Beautiful. We then come left hand inside left foot. Lower down onto the elbows. Lift the sit bones up a fraction. And you might want to transfer forward and back. Feel a calf stretch along that right leg. And we find stillness. We hold for 4, strong through that back leg. For 3, squeeze the glutes firmly. For 2, press the elbows into the floor, lift the chest away from the floor. For 1, we then come back up onto the hands, step the left leg back into a high plank, and we do your cross leg knee to elbow again. Let's lead with the right this time, and we're going to do 10. So we do left to right for 10. Right to left for 9. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lift your sit bones high. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Slight bend in the knees if you need. And then press the heels down into the floor. We lower the knees down. Sweep the sit bones to one side and we'll come to a seat. I'm going to come to a glute stretch. So taking shin bone on shin bone. Toes are flexy, flexy. What I notice with a lot of people is that they don't have their thigh directly across. And so what happens is that strange sickling happens with the foot. We want to make sure that if we flex the feet like we're standing on the floor, that the integrity of the ankle is maintained. And then we slide that leg right across. So we're stacking the shin bones one on top of the other here. If you've got one knee up, that's absolutely fine. Do not worry about it. We're going to then reach up and fold forward. Slide that leg straight across so that the shin's one on top of the other. Sit bones are anchored down. And we take left arm by the ear, a side bend over. We've worked the sides a lot today, so we do want to make sure that we have a lovely stretch. Also notice if the arm's sweeping across your face. If we can't see your gorgeous faces, That's not ideal, ever. We want to make sure that we sweep that arm back and then press the chest up to the sky. So if you can look up, doesn't matter if you come up a little bit, you can't quite get the depth of the side bend, but the idea is these shoulders are stacked one on top of the other. Plus we get to see your gorgeous faces. That's the most important thing. We come over the other way. And come back to the top. Okay, so let's take your box stretch. Again, flexed foot, shin bone on shin bone. Ankle is directly above the knee. If it's raised up this way, that's absolutely fine. It will, over time, start to lower down as that hip loosens off. We reach and we fold. And you know what? It might not loosen off, but the integrity of the movement is maintained and your ankle is protected. We must look after our joints, both the ankle joint and the knee joint when the foot is flexed. Beautiful. We come all the way back up to the top. Take a side bend over one way and then the other. Whichever one you feel you want to go first is fine. And then back and then over and back. We reach across with that thigh and we walk forward, nose to knees. Okay, we come all the way back up. Now, we don't normally finish off with balance work, but we're going to do a little bit of balance work today. So come to a standing position. We haven't done any balance work for a while. We'll see how we're going, shall we? All right, so we take your right leg forward, bring your, I'll try that again, shall I? Your left leg forward and your right knee is going to come in. So we lift nice and high here. We then squeeze the heel back, keep the toe flexed and bend the standing leg. We come all the way back up to the top, lengthen the standing leg strong. We don't want to have a micro bend. We want to make sure that it is engaged and strong. And this right knee ideally is making a little bit higher angle than 90 degrees from the hip. Okay, if you're here, that's fine, but we just don't want to be here. Okay, so lift it nice and high, belly draws in. It's like you're hugging everything in together. We then press the heel back, slight bend in that standing leg. Hopefully you don't fall over like I just did. And we come tall. Let's do 10 of them. 10. And squeeze. And 9. Some days you just have it, and some days you just don't, right? Hopefully you've got it better than I do today. And 3. For 2. And last one. Now this one we're going to hold out here. Hold here, reach the arms towards the crown of the head, squeeze, and then to the floor. We reach forward, squeeze, lift the back thigh to the floor with the arms. We squeeze and to the floor. We squeeze. Now we're going to add an arm and a leg movement that's the same. So we reach out, arm and leg to the floor. They then lift, arm and leg to the floor. They then lift, arm and leg to the floor. 2 more. Squeeze to the floor and squeeze. Come all the way to standing, hands come to the hips and then stand tall on both feet. Let's do the other side. Whew. Concentration. All right. Left knee high, flexy feet. Slight bend in the standing leg as we reach back for 10. And 9 and 8, 7, 6 and 5. So we're making sure that the leg's going directly back behind the left shoulder. You're not doing any strange hypercrossing over with that leg as it extends back. 1 more. Amazing. We then hold here. You can point the toe if you choose. We then lengthen the arms out above the crown of the head towards the floor with the fingertips. Lengthen and floor. Here's 3. Beautiful. 4. Squeeze. 5. 6. 2 more. Last one. We then add the arm and leg. So they lengthen the arms out, toe tap, arms to floor. Lengthen, reach, and toe tap. 3, and toe tap. Take it slow. Don't rush this. And squeeze, toe tap. 2 more. And toe tap. Last one. And toe tap. Reach, lengthen. Hands come to hips. Stand tall. Bring both soles of the feet down to the floor, about hip width apart. We lower down like we did at the beginning into our deep squat. Roll all the way up through the spine for 5. To finish off for 4. For 3. For 2. And last one. Hands come down. We lengthen the knees. Forehead folds towards the floor. Maybe just take a little wiggle. Side to side transfer into the right and then the left foot. Just a gentle figure 8 with the shoulders. Then we lower the sit bones down to the floor. Extend the legs out, reach the arms to the sky. We roll down through the spine. And lengthen and relax. Goodness me. And just let everything go. After all of that engagement, the concentration of standing on one leg, all the movement where we're strengthening the back muscles, your posterior chain engaged, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, upper back. Ready for the rest of your day. Just focusing also on your heart rate, slowing any elevation of the heart rate down. Particularly if you had quite a racy around morning, maybe it was a bit chaotic. This is your chance to consciously bring your nervous system down. Breathing in through the nose, upper back, middle back, lower back, and exhaling lower back, middle back, upper back, and through the nose. Really breathe in those stages through the nose, upper back, middle back, lower back, exhaling lower, middle, upper, through the nose. And taking your last inhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and draw the knees into the chest. And we'll just rock and roll up and down the spine a couple of times. To come to a seated position. We can cross the legs in front of you. Just take a couple of shoulder rolls here. Maybe go forward. Beautiful. Maybe drop one, lift one. Notice what happens with the spine. Go with it. If it wants to move, let it move. We take it the other way. And again. 3 and 4. Beautiful. Then we push one forward, one back. 1, 2, 3. You know what's coming, don't you? A little bit faster. 2, 3, a little bit faster again. Oh my gosh, we've gotten to a shimmy. Oh, better stop that. All right, so from the next inhale, reach the arms up above the crown of the head, interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the elbows back, look up, squeeze the elbows forward, tuck the chin in, belly draws in. We'll do that a couple more times, opening through the top of the back. Your thumbs are just tracing down the outside of the neck, either side. You might want to give your neck a little massage as you do this. It's probably been working very hard at a computer for you all week, so just give yourself a little love here. Little massage with the thumbs into the occipital lobes, round just below the ears where the skull attaches into the neck. All those little muscles. And then we come back, place the hands down. Maybe just close the eyes down for a moment. Belly draws in, so we're lifting out of those hips. And as we move into your weekend, or whenever you're doing this session, I invite you to practice a little self-care. What can you do that really deeply nourishes you over the next few days? Maybe it's going to an art gallery, maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's not using devices for a day, a 24-hour detox. Maybe it's getting a massage now that we can. Maybe it's taking yourself out for a couple of glasses of wine and a really nice meal. Maybe doing that with a friend or your partner or on your own. That's always fun too. Whatever it is, make a commitment to attend to you over the next couple of days. We often spend a lot of time attending to others, which is wonderful, but not when we forget about ourselves. So make time for you. You bring your hands to prayer, your thumbs to your third eye space, as we take a gentle bow in reverence to that commitment that you've just made to yourself, but also to the time of showing up on the mat here today. It's been an absolute pleasure.